Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. On behalf of Khyber Society, I would like to welcome you all. Thanks for coming in. I would like to invite George Maragos to come and take a step, please. I would also like to invite our Chairman, Board of Directors, Tajak. Take a step, please. President, Khyber Society, Bahadur Shah, please come and take a seat.
She's not coming.
We're going to start with reciting of Quran. So I would like to invite Zakaria, who is the General Secretary of Khyber Society. So Zakaria, please come.
You just wanted to show me quietly? Yeah.
I'm going to recite from the 30th chapter of the Quran, which is called Surah Rum. I will first read the original text in Arabic and then I will translate this into English. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ويحيي الأرض بعد موتها وكذلك تخرجون ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. I will translate this into simple English. O mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and a female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may know each other. Note that you may despise each other. Verily, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is the one who is the most righteous of you. And Allah has full knowledge and is well acquainted with all things. It is He who brings out the living from the dead and brings out the dead from the living, and who gives life to the earth after it is dead. And thus shall you be brought out from dead. Among His signs in this, that He created you from dust, and then, behold, you are men scattered far and whole and wide. And among His signs is this, that He created for you mates from among yourselves, that you may dwell in tranquility with them. The signs for those who know. This is Quran, Surah Rum, chapter 30th, and from 19 to 22. Ayah.
George, we met many times, but why we have George here? Because we had a few situations here in registry where tax went up. My tax went up $1,000 a month, and we had many meetings. So there are other candidates who's running for Nassau County Executive. None of them show up ever. And Joy was the only one who was there in every single meeting, and he was fighting for our rights. That's why he's here. The last few months, he showed up, he can be a good leader. Now, I would like to invite Tajak to tell Judge briefly what is Khyber Society, when it's established, and what is doing for the community. So Tajak, please continue.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our distinguished honorable guest, Mr. George Maragos, and his colleagues here, staff members, and dear friends and youngers, Assalamu alaikum. It's a matter of honor for us that George, we understand that today is the weekend and he was supposed to spare this time with the family. But he sacrificed this time for us, and sir, we are really obliged to you. Khyber Society came to in existence about 25 years ago. And the main purpose, the basic purpose of the Khyber Society was that, God forbid, if any accident happens, if any emergency happens, we have to send the dead body back home along with some money that the family could arrange the funeral expenses for them. But that was then and it is now. Our priorities has been changed. Now, Pashtoon society here in America is somewhat established, and we are bringing our families here. And the big challenge for us is to educate, to acquaint, to orientate our families with the great social values of America. As we understand, there is a big civilization, there is a big gap in the two civilizations. We are coming from one extreme, one social values to the other ones. And Khyber society is working as a bridge between the two civilizations, and we want that we should educate especially our youngsters with the great values of this country.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for inviting me. You know, when Liam called me 2 weeks ago, I didn't say that I couldn't make it. I said, when do you want me to come? And he asked for the last Saturday, but unfortunately I told him that it was Easter Saturday and I couldn't make it, so we rescheduled for tonight. So thank you for inviting me. Thank you for organizing this wonderful event tonight. As you've heard, I'm an immigrant, like many of you. Okay, I was born in Greece. I came when I was 8 years old. And I feel that I've worked hard, as I'm sure all of you are, in politics, was to give back to the community, to serve the community. That's my only motivation. And this is costing me money. But I've said that I'm not going to take any contributions from anybody. So I'm not here for your money. And as it was mentioned, you know, I'd like to earn your vote. Because to me, and I want to stress to you, your vote is more important, more valuable than money. And please cherish it as such, value it as such, because it determines your property taxes, your pocketbook, the schooling of your kids, and the future of your kids as well. Because as you see, many of them are going away to college and they're not coming back. They're going elsewhere to find exciting opportunities. They're not happening right here in Nassau County. And we've had a political system that has refused to change here in Nassau County, the two-party system. And the two-party system controls the politics, controls the government, and they've kept it to themselves. They kept it for the special interests. It's not about what I found coming from the private industry. Party politics, it's not about public service. It's about holding on to power and taking care of a special interest. And that's what we have had here in Nassau County for the past forever, basically. And the cost of that corruption that you have, special interests that feed off the government, is the high property taxes that you see, that you're paying. And I will tell you something else. The government that we have here in Nassau County, and I've been saying it, and I have no interest other than to serve and do what is right, that our minority communities now represent about 40% of our population. They've grown, and they continue to grow. And yet the number of jobs in government, in the police department, in terms of business opportunities, is less than 10%. But the greatest injustice is the property taxes. Because we have a tax assessment system that you hear it's broken. It's not broken, it's rigged. It's rigged against the middle class, and it's rigged against lower income households. Because you've heard that, and I pointed as the controller back in 2011 when they introduced all these reforms, that they would have the impact of shifting the tax burden from the high-end homes to middle-income, low-income homes. So I can assure you, if anybody wants a home, unless you have a mansion, okay, unless you have a mansion, maybe $1 million, $2 million mansion, you're paying anywhere from 20 to 30% more in property tax than you should be paying. You are subsidizing the high-end homes. That is the tax system that we have today. And I've made that my top priority, to fix the tax assessment system and make it equitable. And 60% of the people in that category, middle income to low income homes, will see a 15 to 30% property tax reduction, including school taxes, because the tax assessment system determines the property taxes that you pay as well. So if you want to see your property taxes go down, if for no other reason, you need to vote for me, because I've been the controller for 8 years. I've seen what happens in government. I've seen how the best intentions are skewed towards the special interest, and that is the best example. So you have this weird situation that our minorities, mostly middle class and low income homes, are paying a disproportionately higher property tax to government, but are getting substantially less of the benefit and of the services of government. Less than 10% of jobs, less than 10% of business opportunities, less than 10%, it's actually less than 7% of minorities in the police department. And I can assure you that's not going to change unless each one of you here demands that it changes through your vote. That is the power of your vote that you have. You know, and of course, you know, they don't like that somebody like me standing up and saying these things, but they are true. And again, my only motivation to run for county executive after 8 years of government and seeing the corruption, seeing the abuse, is to serve the community and bring about fairness and justice and open up opportunities for everybody, including our minorities. With regards to the IDA and the other injustice that we talked about, that you asked me to talk about, yesterday, the Supreme Court in Nassau County ruled in our favor. They've stonewalled us. You know, we, as controller, have the authority to audit any agency, any political subdivision, any town in Nassau County. And yet, you know, the town of Hempstead and the town of Hempstead IDA, with regards to the onerous and punitive tax abatement that they gave to the Green Acres Mall, that reduced property taxes. Normally tax abatements don't reduce property taxes, they freeze them. They give you an incentive that if you invest and upgrade a property, they'll give you a tax abatement so that your taxes won't jump up. In this case, they reduced the property taxes by over $6 million. And of course, that burden was transferred onto the local taxpayer.